Hi there, I'm Shane Spiers, and welcome to another edition of the Summit Interviews, beaming out to you from the beautiful city of Bath in the UK. My guest today is Alisoun Mackenzie. Alisoun, a very warm welcome. Great to have you on our show.
Thank you very much for having me, Shane. It's wonderful to be here.
Great. For those of you that don't know her, Alisoun is often described as one of the most authentic and inspiring souls you can meet, and is on a mission to improve the lives of 1 million people by making it easier for businesses to be a profitable force for good, and through her support of causes that tackle poverty, education and social justice. Alisoun's keynote talks, training, mentoring and best-selling books Give to Profit and Heartitude have favourably changed the good fortune of thousands of people worldwide. She loves doing humanitarian work, travelling, fundraising and living by the beach in Scotland. Brilliant. Alisoun, the title of our interview today is Give to Profit, How to Grow Your Business by Supporting Causes. And we have 5 minutes for the interview. If you're ready, I'll start the clock.
Go for it, yep.
So why do you feel it's important for businesses to support charities and social causes?
You know, it's an interesting question that I've just fallen into naturally, but when I've been speaking to other business owners, they seem to think, what I've discovered is most business owners seem to think that they need to keep the part of themselves that where they like to help and make a difference separate from their business. In other words, they're just not, they might be driven to make a difference, but they've actually just not thought about the fact that they support charities and, causes personally, and they could bring that into their business. Personally, I actually just think it's part of our responsibility as human beings. From the time we're inhabiting this planet is to look after it, to look out for each other, to act with love, kindness and compassion, and to help make the world a better place. And I just don't see why we should leave that part of ourselves at the door of our businesses when it can quite easily be brought in.
Yeah. And how can supporting social causes help business owners and entrepreneurs grow their business?
Oh, there are so many different strategies, Shane. I mean, one of them would be, a very simple one, would be sourcing social suppliers. So, whenever we make a conscious decision to go and find a supplier or hire somebody for our businesses, we could be looking at social enterprises that supply stationery, for instance, or hiring somebody from a project that is helping people back into work. Another very good strategy is something called cause marketing. So that's where we partner with charities and social causes. And the most obvious example of that would be something like Tom's Shoes, where you have a business that says for every pair of shoes sold, we'll donate a pair of shoes. But there's so many different ways we can do that within our businesses too, that are very simple. And I guess the thing to be aware of in the UK especially is that we do have legislation around that, it's fundraising and things, but it's a very powerful way to grow a business and bring marketing and supporting causes together, because at the end of the day, charities and social causes, particularly in this economic climate, they're desperate for money. They're desperate for more people to support them, and there's a lot of us as small businesses that can do that.
Right. And what examples could you give us on how supporting a charity strategically through your business has helped grow your business?
Yeah, so if I give an example, I quite often run fundraising webinars. And so rather, the common model is offer your webinars for free. I have found that I get better attendance and conversion rates from fundraising events because a lot of my audience are fed up with the free webinars. So it's just a way I can bring them both together. And I have partners that also then go out and promote that. So through doing good, my business increases. One of the things that I did last year was I helped add a charitable component to a conference over in Australia, and we not only raised $20,000 in a couple of hours for good causes through engaging fun activities. Yeah. I also sold more books and was picking up more business on the back of that as well. So I think when you come from a place of genuine love, kindness and compassion in our heart, it's wrapped into your brand and what you care about, people will gravitate towards us, and research shows us that too now.
Yeah. And you talk about there being a difference between contribution and impact. What do you mean by this?
Yeah, well, if you take it in the context, for instance, of fundraising, it's in the same way we do personally. We can raise money, we can donate money, but that's only half the story. What's actually really important is the impact that our choices have made in terms of how we make good use of that money, the choices of the causes we support, and what good are they actually doing. What's more important is the actual impact that we intend to have, and also making sure that our intended impacts isn't having any kind of negative impact. Because we might solve one problem. I was speaking to one of my podcast guests today, and she was talking about how one of the charities they worked for, they solved the problem of getting water into the homes of people in Africa. But what they did was they created another problem, because it alienated all these women who had depended upon that as a reason to go out and interact with other women in the community. And now they were feeling hard done by because they'd lost their friends.
Yeah. And why is it important for a business to demonstrate its impact?
There's a lot of mistrust out there, in terms, while consumers want to, they say that they want to do business and buy from and prefer to buy from businesses who care and support causes, but there's also skepticism. And so it's really, really important for us to be able to demonstrate that when we're taking money off people saying that we're putting it for good causes, or that we're volunteering and claiming we are a business for good brand, that we can actually evidence that and demonstrate it to give more comfort to consumers and other stakeholders.
Lovely. Alisoun, sadly we've come to the end of our time. Thank you for that. Folks, for more resources, check out Alisoun's website, www.givetoprofit.com. Thank you, Alisoun. Thanks for checking out our Summit Scale podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes and subscribe, rate us and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the work we do, or are looking for a load of free resources to help with scaling your business, check out our website, www.summitleader.com.